My name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my July TBR. So I'm not going to be too ambitious in this video because at the time of filming this the Reading Rush prompts have not been released, so I'll be uploading a separate TBR for the Reading Rush closer to the time. That starts on the 20th of July, I believe. So sometime in the week before that I'll be releasing a separate TBR just for the Reading Rush. So I want to run through a couple books I've promised to read this month, being Buddy Reads and for the Sisters Approximately Book Club. So the Sisters Approximately Book Club pick for July is The Diviners by Libba Bray. So I think I'm going to make a little post on Twitter explaining this because I don't really know how we're going to go about announcing the books with enough time before the start of the month. Either way, for July it is The Diviners. I read the first chapter of this in a Books I'm Daunted by video. I'm really scared by this book, but I've heard amazing things at the same time. It's also quite a big book, so it's going to take some effort. But Brittany wanted to read it as well, so we decided it'd be a great one to use for our book club, because the whole point of that book club really is to start getting through some of the backlist books we have on our shelves. So we both have this book, we both wanted to read it and had never got round to it. So this is our pick. I don't have any formal information at the time of filming this for when our live show is going to be, but make sure you're following the Sisters Approximately Twitter, which is @sistersapprox, and hopefully you should find some information on there by the time this video goes up. So if you weren't aware, as well as doing the group book, we then read other books during the month to talk about in our second episode podcast, which does not go up on YouTube. Again, at the point of filming this, we haven't filmed or recorded rather the first separate podcast, so I'm not really sure how that's working, but ready in preparation. The extra book I'm reading in July is This Monstrous Thing by Mackenzie Lee. I don't really know too much about this. I got it very recently. I bought it for this book club. This is about we're in 1818 Geneva, where men built with clockwork parts live hidden away from society, cared for by illegal mechanics called shadow boys. 2 years ago, shadow boy Alistair Finch's life shattered to bits. His brother Oliver dead, his sweetheart Mary gone, his chance to break free of Geneva lost. Heartbroken and desperate, Alistair does the unthinkable. He brings Oliver back from the dead. So we haven't come up with an official name of the theme of that podcast. It's like historical, paranormal stuff. So The Diviners, This Monstrous Thing, and that also leads really well into the next book I'm reading, which is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. So again, this is with Brittany. I swear the majority of my reading I organise with Brittany. So this is the third book in the Infernal Devices series, and we've been reading one book of Cassandra Clare's every month since, God, I don't even know how long now. It feels like we've been doing it a while. Like 8 months this will be, the 8th book. I can't really say too much about this book if you're unaware of the whole Shadowhunters universe. As I said, this is the third book in the Infernal Devices. It's the last book in the Infernal Devices, as far as I'm aware. I get very confused by all her new releases, but everyone pretty much says this is the best one, and I am desperate to read this. I'm so excited, but this also links in with the historical paranormal genre, so hopefully we can talk about this one in the podcast as well. But yeah, so those are everything linked to Sisters Approximately. But there is still one more book linked to Brittany, and that is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. So I was so nicely gifted by Rebecca from Rebecca Reads, sent me this book from my wish list. I nearly hit myself with it. And when I said this, I sent a photo of it to my friend Sydney, who actually lives, I know her through Brittany and my boyfriend. She also lives in Illinois, like them, and she found it in a bookshop, picked it up because I said I was going to read it and said, oh, we should read it together. So then I hopped onto Book Depository and bought a copy for Brittany, which I'm hoping will be arriving very soon, and I'm hoping that the three of us can all pick up in July and sort of read together. I thought it'd be really nice. So I don't know too much about this apart from the fact it is majorly hyped on BookTube, and the cover's really cool. That's all I can tell you about it, and I'm very excited to read it. Next, following on from a series I've been reading one a month. The book for the Vampire Academy series in July is Spirit Bound, obviously by Rochelle Mead. I say obviously, I don't mean to say obviously. So this, as I said, is the 5th book in the series. I've been reading one book a month since the start of the year. So we're on to book number 5. I can't tell you too much about this because it's book number 5. At the time of filming, again, I haven't read book number 4. So I will be getting that done hopefully this weekend. So I'm definitely going to be ready to read book number 5 in July. I hate this copy. The cover really freaks me out for no reason whatsoever. If you don't know anything about Vampire Academy, it's our world with vampires, and the vampires are called the Moroi, and they have protectors called Dampiers. And there's an evil version of the Moroi vampires, which is the Strigoi, which is Moroi turned bad, and the Dampiers have to protect the Moroi from the Strigoi. That's the world. But yeah, book number 5. It's been a long time coming for me to read this, so I can't wait to get to it. And finally, the only other official book I have planned is The Librarian of Auschwitz by Antonio Iturbe. I'm going to be buddy reading this with Emily over at Noval Novels, and I think we worked out it's going to take us like 10 days to get through it, but I think I'm going to need that long of a time to get through a whopper of an emotional, historical Auschwitz story. I did read a chapter of this in a Books I'm Daunted by video, so I'll make sure that's linked in the description. And it really intrigued me, but it is quite a daunting read, so I'm grateful that Emily wants to read it with me, and hopefully we can get through it and enjoy it together. So because that is a very short TBR of 6 books, I thought I would bring back Terence the TBR Tortoise and pick 3 books from this that I'd like to get read in July. I can't even guarantee I'm going to read them, but I've been reading at least 12 books a month for the past couple of months, and like in May I read 25, so blows that out completely. But 6 books, let's say the reading rush is 7, like I still have room to play with on how many books I can read. So I'm going to pick 3 from the TBR Tortoise, which I did update yesterday. So all of these books should be ones I haven't read yet and that I own. So let's hope none fall out, because I'm just, oh yeah. Well, let's go for the first one that fell out, which is here, which is, okay, Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. So this I bought on recommendation of Heather from Bookables. This is about 16-year-old Grace who gives up her baby for adoption, and she decides it's time to find out more about her own biological mother, and in doing so she discovers 2 siblings she never existed. So this is just a hard-hitting YA contemporary, and I haven't even been putting it off for a specific reason, I just haven't got round to it yet. I hauled it very recently, so I don't feel too bad about leaving it this long. But yeah, that is my first pick. Let's shake it up again. The second book, are we going to have any escapees? No, not this time. Oh, but there's a lot stuck in the lid. So let's go from one that has stayed in here. Let's dig a little. So the next pick, okay, not mad about this either. This is Along for the Ride by Sarah Desson. This is quite a chunky book, but it is another YA contemporary. I bought this in October when I was in America, and I know that because it has a TJ Maxx sticker. We all know TJ Maxx. Is the lighting really changed, or has it been this bad throughout? Is that better? That feels better. Okay, right. I'm hoping it's been this way the whole way through, not just what I... Ignore me. So yeah, it says TJ Maxx. We all know TJ Maxx is TK Maxx in the UK, so this is my American copy. And yeah, I picked it up in a thrift store with Brittany. I don't know what it's about, I just know Sarah Desson is apparently like an easy to read YA contemporary author. I can't even read the whole description because there is a sticker over it, which I shouldn't have bothered trying to take off. This is about Auden, who, I can't read the first paragraph, I should have checked on Goodreads, who meets Eli, a fellow insomniac, and he becomes her nocturnal tour guide. Now with an endless supply of summer nights between them, almost anything can happen. It is a very chunky book. Like, how many pages is this? Okay, it's like a 400-page contemporary, which does feel quite chunky, but I've been intrigued by this since I bought it, so maybe it is finally time to pick it up. And finally, rather than shake this again, I'm just going to go for one that got stuck in the lid. That one. And this one is another YA contemporary. It is Aftercare Instructions by Bonnie Pipkin. This one I have had an insanely long time. I wouldn't want to know when I hauled it. But this is another like teenage pregnancy story, I believe. 17-year-old Genesis Johnson, who finds refuge and stability in her relationship with her boyfriend Peter until he abandons her at a Planned Parenthood during their appointment to terminate an unwanted pregnancy. The betrayal causes Jen to question everything. I'm not going to read more on the front there, but I've been very intrigued by this. I don't even know, it was one of the big booktubers I found this book on, and I didn't even question it. I bought it, but I haven't got around to it yet. So now is my chance. So that is everything. Those are 9 books that I am going to read, not going to try, I'm going to read them in July, and I'm really, really excited for it. I'm especially excited for the Diviners because Sisters Approximately has been such a great like addition to my reading life. Absolutely loving it, and I can't wait to read another month's book with Brittany and all of you guys. So please do let me know in the description if you are planning on joining in on Sisters Approximately this month. It'd be great to know that we've got you here. And yeah, I'm just really, really, really excited. So thank you very much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.